longer here. Still no fishing activity for us because of the COVID-19 situation. So I hope everyone is doing well. Please stay safe. So for today's video, I will be showing you how I do maintenance on my reel. So I will be disassembling one of my reels today so that I can show you how it's done. So I'm not telling you this is done by everyone, but this is how I do things. Okay? So I am just hoping this may help you, especially for those who are new to the hobby. So by the way, before we start, there are just two things that I would like to tell you when you should disassemble your reel. So the first one would be when an accident happens. For example, you go at sea and then your boat capsizes, then of course your fishing gear setup falls down and is submerged in salt water. So that would be the good time to open your reel. And the other one is that when you feel that there is something odd with your reel, so when you try to reel it, so you will feel that there is something in it, like it's not smooth anymore, it's not as smooth as the first time you were able to use the reel. So that will be a good time to open it. So again, I hope this video helps. So let's go. Okay, so here's our stuff. So before we start, I would like to give my shout outs to these people because it's been almost 2 weeks since I posted a video. So shout out to Ray Mandrake Jacor. We have Jeff Mission, a fellow Boholano. Mr. Rene Porio of Cebu. Mr. TK Plake Porio of Cebu again. Mr. Victo Dumagan of Bohol. We have AC Clay of Cebu. Prince Pudidi and Inchong Suyom from Cebu also. Thank you very much for your support. So let's start with our maintenance. So as you can see, these will be the tools that I will be using for this video. So I have pliers, and then I have 2 screwdrivers. So this is a big one and a smaller one. And also I have this WD-40 for if there will be rust in our reel. And then of course this is our reel that we will be maintaining today. So I actually have 3 reels. So I have 2 Daiwa Revros 1000 series and Shimano 4000 FT. So for today, this is the one scheduled for maintenance. And of course, very important, our reel oil and grease. So this will be the most vital materials that we need if we want to maintain our reel. And lastly, we have this table napkin. So we will use this as our because I don't have a cloth with me, so we will be using this to wipe the grease and of course to be able to have a space to work on in this table. Okay, so let's start. So let's set that aside first. And yeah, by the way, I also have 2 pieces of needles, so you will know later what is this for. Okay, so if this will be if it will be your first time to open your reel, and if you are not confident enough to do it, please do a little bit of research in the internet so that you'll be guided. And if we talk about Daiwa reels, so the box comes with a lot of manual and instructions. So in this case, the label of the parts is here on the box. So as you can see in this part, so This will guide you through if it will be your first time to open it. But it is not true to all boxes, especially if you buy reels that doesn't come with a box and a manual. So, but typically all reels look the same. So, just do a little bit of research in the internet and you will be fine. Okay. So when we open a reel, I would like to start with a spool first. So this is very easy to remove. So you just simply open your drag until it's loose. Okay. So now you can remove your spool very easily. Okay. And then the next part will be this area. So you can simply remove this by hand. So this is your clicker, by the way. So this is the one that will create a sound, ticking sound when a fish would be biting your lure. This one. Next will be this part of the it's very easy. You simply pull it. By the way, there are two washers in this part, so be careful not to lose this. And then you remove it. Okay, now for this part, we have to remove this bolt. So since there's a screw first, we have to make use of our screwdriver. Okay, please be careful with the screw, so if it might fall and you may lose it. Now that it's removed, so of course when you remove a bolt, it's better to have a wrench, but in this case I've misplaced the wrench that I use during maintenance, so I'll just be using these pliers. Okay, just be careful in using it. Okay, when it's loose, you can just simply use your fingers. Now it's removed. Now you can remove the bail. So if you want to be very thorough with this maintenance, you can open this part of the bail. So there's a spring that is the one controlling this bail. So but for me, it's still in a very good condition, so I'm not gonna open this one. So now that we have removed the bolt in our Daiwa, so we will now simply pull it. See, as easy as that. Now we are left with this one. So when I'm done with it, I would like to continue on this side. So there are two screws here, so we will remove this. Okay, now this part is exposed, so you can just simply get this one. It just falls off, and you will get to this part of the reel. So our next step is open this part of the reel, still using our screwdriver because there are two screws in here. Okay. Now this part will fall off. Now what is our next step? We're done with this part. So we will now open this part of the reel. So let's remove our crank first. So I know everyone is already familiar with how to open this one. So this is a knob where you can transfer whether you want it to be a left-handed reel or a right-handed reel. Okay, so we'll first start with the bottom. So this is the most important thing. Okay, remove. Now after that one, we will go to this 3 screws here. We need a bigger screwdriver for this one. By the way, when you remove your screws, make sure you put those same screws in one place so you don't get confused when you will be rebuilding the reel. Okay. Now it's safe to open this one. So the parts just come off naturally when you remove all the screws. So there's a bearing in this area, so we'll remove this one so that we can put some oil later. Now this is the tricky part here. This main gear right here, you cannot simply remove it because there's a lock in this side of the reel. So there is like a star that is very small. It's just like a little clip. So what you have to do now is you will be using this needle. Okay, so this is where the needle comes in handy. So I will remove it. So I know it's not really clear to the camera, but I hope you understand what I'm talking about. Okay, it's already out. Okay, so this little guy is the lock. So when you are able to remove this one, you can now remove the main gear. Okay, so now it's removed. So as you can see, it's very dirty now, so we need to really put some new grease on it. So, and this part here, you can also remove this one. Okay, so again, I have done this a lot of times, so I already know where to put things, parts of the reel. So you can actually use this, remove this part, but I'm not gonna do it. So just have to wipe this off. And this last gear, I'm not gonna remove it again. I'm just gonna wipe this one. So we are done disassembling the reel. So after this one, of course, oh, by the way, I forgot. So there are still parts here, and your spool. So you can also remove this one using a needle. So a needle comes in handy for maintaining this one. You see that? I've used a needle, so I can push it backwards. Okay, it's already removed. Okay, so we can remove this one now. Okay, so that's about it. So now that we have done disassembling parts, so it's time to wipe them clean so that we can apply some new grease and oil.
A few moments later.
Okay, so I'm done cleaning the gears and the parts of the reel, so it's clean enough for me. So I'm not quite a perfectionist, so this is fine. So now we will rebuild the reel again. We will assemble it, and while we assemble it, we have to apply some grease and oil on the parts, so again it will be as good as new. Okay, so we start off with this one. So there is a gear here, so let's put some grease. So how much grease should you put in it? So just enough, so don't put a lot, so you would be able to save some of your grease. Just make sure to cover the gear. Okay, so by the way, this pen grease comes very handy because there's a little brush that comes with it in its cup. Okay, so that would be enough for me. So let's move to our main heater. So in this area of the main gear, we will be putting grease. Just make sure to put enough grease on the parts where the gear would touch each other so that it will be lubricating your reel. So again, it makes your reel smooth. Okay, so we will have to put this here. Oh, by the way, before this one, we have to make sure this is also back along with this one. So this stays here, and then a little grease. Okay, so now that this is back, so we'll still put a little bit of grease in this part. And now we can insert the main gear. Okay, so by the way, there was a bearing in this area. So we will wipe this off. And after this one, we will return this one and this little guy right here. Still remember this guy? So this is the lock. Okay, you can just push using the screwdriver. Okay, now we will return this one. So this is one of the trickier parts because you will now be needing 2 needles for the returning that little lock. Finally. So it's back. So you can no longer pull the gear because it's very tight now. Okay, so we can now secure this in place. Okay, so where is that other bearing? Okay, for bearings I put this oil. So put a little oil in our main gear. Now we can close this part of the reel. Okay, so we put on the screws. Okay, so this part of the reel is back. So we put back our handle. So I retrieve on the left side. So before we put this back, let's put some oil in this area right here. And put some grease on this part. Okay, also on the knob. By the way, before you put the lock on this part of the handle, so I also apply some oil on this part because there's a bearing in this area. Okay, so we just have to put this back. Again, put some oil on the bearings, and for the gears put some grease. Okay, so it's snug, so you can do a little turn so that you can feel if there is something wrong, but this is just right. Lastly, we return this one, our drag. And now we are done with the repairs and maintenance. Not really repair but maintenance. Okay. Just those little spins so that the oil and the grease would be transferred to the gears. Okay. So that's about it for our video. So I hope this video helps. Do not forget to hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Till then, fish on.